we're trying to improve pharmaceutical company engagement in the AWMSG appraisal process.
And we are here to encourage that engagement, the overall benefit being that patients will get access to innovative medicines in Wales.
In the last year, there were 47 appraisals, of which 45 were positive, so that's brilliant because it was a 98% positive recommendation rate.
But
56 companies chose not to submit an application for appraisal.
when your company puts a medicine forward for a licence, that's the time to engage with Wales using Form A.
Form A opens the lines of communication and starts the ball rolling.
For example,
with abiraterone, that medicine was available a good few months in Wales before it became available in England, and that's something that we want to encourage.
Robin Miles works for GSK in Wales, one of the companies that engages with the appraisal process.
The timeframe of the NICE programme will be the deciding factor as to then whether we'd go down the AWMSG route or not. But we do tend to engage from the very beginning.
Absolutely, the end game is to make sure that patients have the opportunity to benefit from the innovative medicines that the industry are developing.
Rob Thomas works for Boehringer Ingelheim and is also an industry representative that sits on the All Wales Medicines Strategy Group.
There's a lot of information and data that forms part of the submission: clinical, cost effectiveness, budget impact, wider societal benefit. So the applicant company needs to make sure their representatives are clear on all of that data and their case for recommending the medicine before turning up to the meeting.
It's very important that they come to the meeting prepared.
In fact, I think industry representatives or company representatives need to come along to a meeting or two beforehand so that they can see what it's like to be in the seat answering the questions of the appraisal committee.
Even though it's initially daunting, it is a good experience to go through as well. So generally that's the feedback I've had, you know, from a GSK perspective.
once appraised, medicines can now get to patients quicker, thanks to a new treatment fund in Wales.
This pot of money will enable health boards to implement AWMSG and NICE advice as soon as is practically possible.
Other help comes in the form of a patient access scheme, which enables companies to offer NHS Wales a financial or outcome-based incentive.
It's done in confidence.
Yeah.
And the benefit to the company is that it improves their case, and so they're more likely to get the medicine through and have a positive recommendation.
In Wales, all efforts are focused on helping pharma get their medicines to patients. For orphan and ultra-orphan medicines, there's a clinician and patient involvement group to help get around the problem of limited availability of data.
CAPIC enables an extra step in the process for medicines that are for rare diseases or for a small patient population.
Having the extra ability to hear from clinicians or patients as part of the health technology assessment process, I think, is an important step.
If companies are unsure as to sort of, where their medicines fit, certainly ring AWTTC directly and they'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I think AWTTC have always been very approachable. So if you have any concerns or questions about the process or which route you need to take your application, then they're always at hand to provide advice.
I get taken aback sometimes that companies don't realise how approachable we are in Wales.
Yeah.
And they're surprised somehow.
Yeah.
I think the Welsh are a very straight-talking nation, aren't they?
Yeah.
And therefore, I think the point we need to get across is that this also applies to when we're having discussions about things like medicines,
Talk early, that's the key.
Early engagement.
Early engagement is the key.
Yeah.
We'll get much more from this if we all contribute and all work together.
Yeah.
Because the end point, I think, is what we're all aiming for: patient access to new innovative medicines.